Hello and welcome. Today I want us to look at if you are a small business person and you have few employees, like 10 of them, and according to the law, you are supposed to be remitting pay as you earn taxes to the government. It is very important for you to have a tax calculator which you will be using every month and when you are preparing their salaries to help you calculate pay as you earn amount for you to be able to remit to the tax authorities. In this example, I will be using an example of Kenyan tax brackets for the income tax. You can be in any other countries and you'll be able to take the concept which I'm using here, maybe adjust it and make it suit your country's tax regulation regarding income tax. But what I'm going to show here is basically MS Excel skills you can apply when you want to calculate tax. We will look at the tax bands, then we will also look at how to implement those bands in MS Excel. It is very easy and simple. Remember, this method is only applicable if you have few employees. If you have many employees and you are a big business, then you need to invest in payroll system, which will be able to help you make the work faster. But if you are a small business, you are struggling with growing up, you have only 10 employees, then you can go ahead and do it in MXL easily, and in a matter of few minutes, you have what you want. Let's go ahead and do it in MS Excel. So in my scenario, I'm assuming I'm just a sole proprietor guy. I could be selling anything. Maybe I'm also offering services here and there, and I have only 10 employees, as you can see here. I have their taxable amounts, which I will use to determine the amount of pay as you earn, which they should be able to be charged, and the amount is remitted to the tax authorities. Now you could be wondering how to do it. There are so many ways you can do it. One of them is to go online and maybe try to use a certain website to do it. But how sure are you that that website is calculating correctly? It is important for you to be able to understand the tax bands and be able to implement them yourself. Here, I have a sheet here. I have written it as pay as you earn calculator. This is what I want us to discuss and implement. So far, I don't have any calculations. In Kenya, we have 5 bands. The first one is a band of 24,000 Kenyan shillings. In this band, any salaries which are 24,000 or less, which are taxable. By taxable, I simply mean if there are any deductions like retirement benefits or any other things like medical, which are required to be deducted from somebody's gross salary, must be taken care of according to the way finance bill or any other tax laws defines. Whatever is remaining to be taxed is what I'm calling taxable pay. So, for example, here in Kenya, we have contribution to the social insurance fund. Those ones must be deducted from somebody's pay. Whatever is remaining is what we call taxable. So here, we are going only to deal with the taxable amount. Even in my first sheet here, I have written here the title taxable amount or pay. So I don't simply mean the whole gross salary before any other deduction. You take care of whatever must be deducted before tax being calculated. After taking care of all those, whatever is remaining is what we call taxable amount or pay. And that is actually what will be going into our calculator, the taxable amount. Now in Kenya, if you have a taxable amount of 24,000 or less, an employee must pay 10% of that as tax. Any income which is taxable and it is more than 24,000, it will mean that this person will pay for this band 10%, and whatever is excess of 24,000 will switch to the next band, which we call it the second band. And this band, the amount which is less than 8,333 will be subjected to 25%. If you are earning beyond this, then they will take 25% of 8,333, and whatever will be excess will switch to the third band. I hope you are getting me. It might not be easy, but it is understandable. You are paying tax based on the levels. If your salary is big, then you will pay tax in all these 5 bands. If your salary is less than, for example, 400,000, maybe you might not reach the third band. So it depends with the band. If you earn excess of 24,000, then you will pay in the first band, and whatever is remaining from what we are taxing will be subjected to the second band. And in the second band, if you are earning more than 8,333, then it means that 25% will be charged here out of the amount which is taxable. And in case after taking care of this 8,333 in this month, you are still remaining with some amount which is taxable, then it will mean that remaining amount will go to the next third band. And in this third band here, any remaining amount which is more than 467,667 will go to the next band to be charged. The same goes if after calculating 30% on this amount and you are still remaining with some amount, then the remaining amount will be subjected to the fourth band. And in the fourth band here, you will be able to pay a tax of 32.5% on the amount. And if it is more than 300,000, then the remaining amount it will be subjected to the fifth band. But if it is whatever is remaining is not more than 300,000, then they will just take 32.5% of that amount. And finally, when you are still remaining with some amount after the tax calculation in the fourth band, then here, anything above, any income, those people who are earning income of above 800,000 here in Kenya, they will reach this level. If you are earning an amount which is more than 800,000 in Kenya, you will reach this fifth band, and this is the last band. And this is what is happening in this band. Any remaining amount will be subjected to 35%. So even if you earn 10 million Kenyan shillings, it simply means after paying tax in the fourth band, they will only take whatever is remaining, even if it is 5 million, 2 million, 1 million, or 300,000, which is remaining after the fourth band. In the fifth band, the whole amount will be subjected to 35% income tax. And these are very few people, because this must be somebody who is earning more than 800,000 Kenyan shillings to reach this level. And In Kenya, according to our economic situation, these are very few people who are in that level. Then, finally, we will have the tax which has been charged here. And each person, according to the Kenyan law, is subjected to or is given a tax personal relief of 2,400. So it means once we obtain the tax charged according to these percentages, then we'll be able to deduct 2,400 from this person as a relief. And finally, this is the amount to be submitted to the tax authorities. So let's go ahead and do it practically so that you'll be able to understand it better. I'm going to be assuming here our taxable pay is 1 million Kenyan shillings for the purpose of design, but this box will accept any amount, even $1,000. I'm assuming that way so that I can be able to show you how I can reach this fifth band. Then we will have our calculator ready to be used. So let us go ahead and assume that our taxable amount is 1 million Kenyan shillings. And let's go ahead and do something here. What is chargeable amount? So in this case, we want to write an if function in Excel to determine what is chargeable amount in this first band. So we will say if, we'll just write if. Okay? So we want to check if this amount, if this total amount which is taxable is greater or equal to this 24,000. So when I click here, I'm comparing it to, if it is greater or equal to this 24,000, then in this band, here write 24. Okay, so I've clicked cell B5 because it contains 24. Then if it is not, then take that amount and write it there. If that amount is less than 24, then in that case, take the actual amount. So I'm clicking what is in C2, and I will close this bracket. Okay, so it means here, if I put any amount which is more than 24,000, which is taxable on that level, for example, if I put 45,000 here, it will only insert here 24,000. Okay, but if I put anything which is less than 24,000, like 23,000, then it will insert the actual amount which is less than 24,000. It will not insert 24,000, but the actual amount. That is the concept there. You can even work with 50,000, and you can see it will only pick for this band only 24,000, exposing it to 10%. So in that case, we will go ahead and calculate using this chargeable amount, this 10%. Okay, then I will put percentage sign. So in that case, this person is only paying 2,400 in this band. Now what is remaining is you take the total taxable amount before this band minus what this band has charged. Okay, so this band took 24,000 for tax calculation. So what is not yet taxed is this extra 26 24,000. But the other 24,000 has been taken care of, and this person has already paid tax in this level. And since the remaining amount is more than 24,000, this will be subjected to the second band here. And this is what we will do in the second band. We want to see if the extra which was remaining into this band is 8,333. If it is more than 8,333, then we will only tax up to that level of 8,333. The remaining amount will be going to the third band. But if it will be lesser than 8,333, then the actual remaining amount will be subjected to 25% tax. So let me do another if function to check. So I will just do if, okay? And in this case, I'm checking this remaining amount. If that remaining amount is more or equal to this 8,333, then in that case, only insert 833. Okay, that is why I'm just clicking the same cell. But if it is lesser than 833, then take that remaining amount. I'm clicking this remaining one for the purpose of tax calculation in this band. Okay, so it means if you reach this band, and whatever was remaining is more than 8,333, it means they will only consider 833 for taxation up to 25%. Whatever is remaining will be shifting to the next band. But if what has reached this second band is less than 8,333, the actual amount will be subjected to 25% tax. For example, let us do maybe 30,000 for you to be able to understand. Now you can see in 30,000, 24 was considered for taxation in band 1. What was remaining is 6,000, and that 6,000 is less than 8,333. So the actual remaining amount is the one which is now chargeable here. So we will go ahead and calculate tax for this band. I will just put equal sign and take my chargeable amount, multiply by 25%, giving me 1,500. So what is remaining in this case? What is remaining will be what? What will be remaining here is you take your 30,000 minus a sum of this. Okay, I will do summation here minus these two amounts which were already considered for taxation. Okay, and you can see here I have a 0. There is nothing remaining. But assuming I'm earning a taxable amount of 70,000, in that case, we are still remaining with 37,000 to be subjected to the third band. So it is moving on like that, very slowly but in a clever way. Now, this person who earns 70 has already paid tax on these two bands, but the guy is still remaining with 37,667. So we will go ahead and subject this remaining amount to the third band of 30% tax. So we will come here and also do an if function and check if whatever is remaining is within this 467,667, then the actual, if it is not more than this, then the actual amount which is remaining will be subjected to 30%. But if it will be more, we will only subject 467,667 to the 30%. So let us do another if function here. Double click that, pick my remaining amount, and check if this is greater or equal to this. If it is greater or equal to that, then we insert this amount. Okay. Else, if it is less than this 467,000, then we take the actual remaining amount as chargeable in this band. And I will close that and press enter. Okay. So in this case, what is remaining here is lesser than 467,667. So we took the actual remaining amount and we want to subject it to 30% tax. So I will go ahead here and put equal sign and take the chargeable amount, multiply by 30, then I put percentage sign there. So that is the actual amount that this person has been charged for this band. Then do we have any remaining amount here? Let's see. I will take the first taxable amount minus a sum of those amounts which have been catered for. So I've catered for all these amounts so far. So I'm going to add them and we deduct it from the original taxable amount. So if you are earning 70 and above, it means your calculation will end here because there is nothing remaining. But if you are earning, for example, 500,000, even your calculation will end here. But if somebody is earning taxable amount of 600,000, you can see this person has remained with 100,000 to the next band. Okay, so now in this next band we are checking again if what has remained into this band is more than 300,000, is more than 300,000, then this person will be subjected to 32.5% tax on 300,000, and the remaining amount will shift to the fifth band. So in that case, we just do if and pick our remaining amount, then check if it is greater or equal to this 300,000 here, and if it is greater than 300,000, then we will insert the 300,000 to be chargeable. In case it is not more than 300,000, then we'll take the actual remaining amount here. So we'll click it here and close the bracket and press enter. Since this person, whatever is remaining is less than 300,000, we are considering now the actual amount which was remaining to be subjected to now 32.5% tax. So I will just pick the amount, multiply by this percentage sign, like that. So that person will pay that amount in this level as tax. And now my remaining amount will be, take the original taxable amount minus a sum of those amounts we've considered for the tax. So I will add all of them until here and close my bracket. Now you can see if you are earning in Kenya 600,000, in this case, you will end, your calculation will end here, and you will not be able to go to another band. This is the fifth band, and only those people earning above 800,000 will be subjected to tax in this band. Now, for example, if I increase this to 900,000, here, this guy will remain with another 100,000 to be subjected to the fifth band. But this is the last band, according to the law. And in this band, any extra monies which have remained here, even if it is 2 million or 1 million or 50,000, will be subjected to these 35%. So in this case, we are going to do a very simple calculation here, and we will just write here if what is remaining is greater than 0. Okay, so if what is remaining is greater than 0, then just take the actual amount and insert it in the cell to be used for tax calculation. Else, just insert 0. Okay, so if this remaining amount is above 0, then insert the amount in this cell. Else, insert 0 in this cell. Okay, and now for this level, we are going to pick this amount and we multiply it with 35%. Okay, then after that, now somebody will not be taxed anymore. And now I will go ahead now and do a bit of addition of all these amounts which have been charged. So we will go and we will come here and put equal sign, then we do summation here, double click and add all these figures. These are the tax charge in each level, and I will press enter. You can see. Now we'll go ahead and check. You know, we have cases where what the tax charged is less than this relief, personal relief of 2,400 for each person. By relief, it is like the government is giving you something back as a consolation for paying a tax. So, for example, if somebody earns 15,000, you can see this person is charged below the personal relief. So I want to put an if function to check if whatever tax is being charged is less than 2,400, then it should insert 0 for pay as you earn. So I will just put if, double click, check here. If this amount is greater or equal to 2,400, if that amount is greater or equal to 2,500, then in that case, take the tax minus the pay as you earn. This one, sorry, minus the personal relief. Okay. So if the tax charged is 2,400 or more, then take that tax, you minus the 2,400 for the personal relief. Else, just insert 0. Okay. Else, just insert 0. If in that case the tax charge is less than personal relief, then it should start as 0. So for example, if I put here 30,000, then you can see the tax charge is 3,900, which is more than the personal relief. In that case, we will deduct this personal relief, and the person will pay only the pay-as-you-earn amount of 1,500. That is how simple it is to make this calculator. You can go ahead and create one in your office and be able to use it. Now I want us to go ahead and use this calculator to insert in this column of pay-as-you-earn for our employees. So I will go ahead and copy this first person's taxable pay and paste it in this box here. So this person will be paying a pay-as-you-earn tax of this. So I will copy that amount and only paste value here. I will paste the value so that it doesn't come with the Excel formulas. Go ahead, pick this one also, put it in my calculator, copy the pay and paste it here. This is how simple it is to survive if you are a small business person. But if you are a big company, then you invest in the payroll system, which will handle everything for you. Going ahead, pasting this here, values only, copy for the next person, paste it in my calculator, get the amount to my payroll, a very simple exercise, but will save you from investing in expensive payroll systems, especially if you are a businessman who is just growing. You could even be a sole proprietor, and why invest in expensive system and you are still growing? Just learn some basic skills and they will be able to take you to another level. So this person will pay only 15,000. The one with taxable of 45,000, putting 45 here, 45,000. Copy this amount and paste it in my calculator here. Take my pay-as-you-earn, feed it for this employee. The one who earns 32,000 will pay 2,000 pay-as-you-earn, and I will go ahead and paste the values only. The one who earns 25,000, these are low earning people. 25,000 will pay only 250, and I will go ahead and paste the value here. Paste value only. Let me copy again. Copy 250. Bring it here. Paste value only. so that it doesn't come with the Excel formulas. And this guy is earning below 2,000, below 24,000. The guy earning below 24,000 will only pay tax on the first band, but because of the personal relief, you can see this guy finally does not pay zero, pay as you earn. This is what we normally refer to minimum salary or income, minimum income in the country. These people do not pay as you earn. So in this case, this is just a zero for this person, and this employee who earns less will not pay as you earn. So this column is complete. If you are preparing salaries, we'll go ahead and do other columns until you reach net salary for your employee. Now, go ahead and try this. And for those people who are new to the channel, consider subscribing so that whenever there is a new lesson, any new lesson posted, you will be notified and you'll be able to learn some basic skills here and there. The ones who are already subscribers, great thanks to you, and see you again in the next video, which I will post soon. Bye bye.